All right, welcome to row 4 of the Naughty Nitwits. We thank you for coming back. If you're coming back, and if you're new to us, we hope that next time you'll be a return viewer. I'm Michelle. I am OCD Nitwitch on Ravelry and Naughty Nitwits on Instagram, and our Facebook page is the Naughty Nitwits. And to my right, we have...
I am Leslie, and I am Leslie76 on Ravelry and Lettenmeyers on Instagram. And what's our hashtag on Instagram again?
Right.
We had to change it.
Yeah, we did. It's hashtag KKWFO.
Yes, because before KKW was Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. So we don't want any of our knitting stuff to go up on their
hashtag. And we don't want their stuff coming up on our... I have to...
I had no idea.
Before we get to Melissa, okay, we were playing Cards Against Humanity one night. And
always dangerous.
Yeah, well, this should have been easy. Kanye?
Kanye.
Okay, well, one of my cards was his name, and I didn't know, and I'm like, Kane West, and my kids just start laughing at me.
You got the look.
I totally got the look. Like, yeah, y'all know that look.
Wow, Mom.
Right.
You're impressive.
You are so stupid and out of touch.
Aww.
I know. Kanye.
Kanye.
Okay, we don't want to. Yeah, so when we did hashtag KKW,
That's what came out.
Leslie texted me last time. She's like, we have a problem here. So if you will hashtag any of your objects for us, it's hashtag KKWFO for finished objects. So.
I've also seen the hashtag for KKWIP. Is that us or is that...
No.
Oh.
I wonder what IP is. Well, what were the pictures like?
I didn't look.
Oh. Well, now we have some
now we have some investigating to do.
Yes, we do.
Interesting.
And I am Melissa, and I am Miss Amite, both on Instagram and Ravelry.
So since we've started and stopped a few times because my train was derailing, like we talked about last time, the train of thought. I don't know if this time around we've said thank you for watching us or not.
We're really appreciative, so say it again, even if you did.
Thank you for watching us. We appreciate it. We would love to know who you are and where you come from. On Ravelry, you could say something. You could say something on our Facebook page. You could comment right here on YouTube. If you like us, give us the thumbs up on YouTube. That helps me know, well, all of us know, helps everybody know that you like us, and we want to know. And if you don't like us, don't bother with the thumbs down because...
We won't care anyway.
It'll hurt our feelings.
We're sensitive.
We won't care. No, we would. I think that would bother me.
I think it would bother me.
Yeah.
If you put yourself out there online, you need to have a thick skin.
That's right.
Yeah, but a thumbs down. Come on, that's harsh.
Happens all the time.
So they finally got on board with the Ravelry introductions. So yay for that.
Wait. I was on board a long time ago.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. She finally got on board. And then
I've always been on Ravelry. I just didn't.
No, I mean the introduction part on our
Yeah.
We do have a group on Ravelry, the Naughty Nitwits. For those of you that want to join us there, we would love to have you join us, and then we can say hi to you on our next row. And so Lori, thank you for introducing yourself. we appreciated it. Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Shout out to Lori.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
But that's also a really great place if you have any questions, comments, show us what you're working on, anything you want to see or want to know about us within reason. That's a great forum for you to...
Some feedback on the podcast.
Yes, definitely feedback if you've got... And, if you like us, get your friends to watch. I think on the introduction page, I'll just say real quick that one of the things that I mentioned about myself was before we started podcasting, I watch knitting podcasts so that I feel like I have a knitting circle because I don't go out to knitting places very often.
And we're not enough for you. You need more.
Oh, yeah. You guys don't come to me all the time when I need.
But you can have a podcast in the middle of the night.
Right. I can watch a podcast whenever, and I can pause it when I have to. And so yeah, this is more than just us sitting here. This is because we want a sense of community of, hey, knitting with people is fun, even if you can't actually go physically knit with people. So that's kind of my hope, and therefore we'll get started with our podcast, which would be beginning with our project bags. And I have a project bag on my lap that I don't remember. Did I show you guys this last time?
I don't think
No,
so.
that is
Oh,
new since
okay.
the last.
Well, right, I think it got there that day. I think I've said that before. But anyway, we are going, don't fear not, we are going to start adding still photos of our projects, our community service items, because we don't want to do this to you constantly or to each other. So, but this bag, I had to have it. It was so cute. It's got googly eyes, and it opens up,
And that's his mouth.
and it has
Oh,
teeth.
cute.
That's adorable.
I know, right? And out comes your stuff. Wait for it. Wait for a little longer. It has a tongue.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, I'm a total dork. I had to have it.
Wow.
The gal was just moving back to Paris when I bought this, and so whether or not she's still going to sell through Etsy, I don't know. So I will let you guys know. But look, she has earrings. I mean,
She just had
Very
a big
fancy.
clearance
yes.
before
Owl
moving,
for
so.
You is her name on Etsy. Owl like poop, poop. And sorry, for you. That's what owls do.
They do.
Don't they?
I think it's more hoot hoot. Sorry,
You spell it. Right. I'm sorry.
I think it's more HOOO or something. For
Okay,
hoot.
moving right along.
You're a hoot, but I think owls who. Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't spent enough time around owls apparently.
Either.
So these have my Rose City rollers in them. I've got one done, and I've got a little bit more to go on this one. Then I'll start doing the decreases for the toes, and then I'll be done with this, and I'll be glad. Not that I haven't enjoyed it, but when I finish this one, I'm going to cast on my Wicked Witch of the East socks, the red and white, no, the black and white with the red, and they're going to go to someone, probably someone special, if she does something for me that she said she's going to. How's that for
So
nice?
they're a bribe?
No, they're a thank you gift as long as she does what she said she was going to do for me. And if she doesn't, then I have nothing to thank her for.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What yarn are you using?
on this,
Yep.
this was that weird one.
Weird.
Weird stuff.
Nice.
I never thought I would be the normal one.
Oh my gosh, it gets so much worse. I swear to you, I used to be like a semi-normal person. And I don't know if it's menopause. I think they do say that weird things happen. I mean, I know weird things happen, but I've gotten progressively dumber. And I don't do anything that should be causing this. But like our last podcast, I recorded upside down. And that kind of confused me. And, you know, the sad thing was when I uploaded it onto the Movie Maker thing, it was upside down, and I was so mystified how that happened. I was like, why did that do that? What is wrong? You know, I was thinking it was the computer. I was thinking it was the program. It was a while later, longer than it should have been, that it finally occurred to me, oh, I bet I put the camera and the thing upside down. So,
We
and then
all have those moments.
I have the worst one, and I mean the absolute worst. And if we have time at the end, I'll
Uh-oh.
share it.
Okay.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Okay.
I shouldn't. I know, because it's really
I
stupid.
think everyone will cry for you. I almost cried.
I know.
Yeah.
I haven't told you because you didn't ask.
I'll find out.
She'll find out. And
I'm not sure I want to, but
No,
You'll
you don't.
cry, you'll
You
cry.
don't want to know. And it's so bad that I don't even want to confess it to people. But then I'm also one of those people that, like, I feel like if I just confess it away, I'm not Catholic, but if I confess it away, I'll feel better about it. But then it's just, no, all these people don't know how stupid I am. I haven't shared it
But
on
you were with
Facebook.
someone too, so it wasn't just you.
I know, but that's
the
my
person.
daughter. I can't
can't
pass the
blame
buck
her.
on her. It makes me feel even worse.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah. It's bad. Okay. All right, so that is in that project bag. And I did pull out my challah. My challah. Oh. I could not resist. Sorry.
Wow.
I know. I know, right?
Oh
My I'm gonna get back to this. It is it's a three
So
different
that's what
strips.
that's called?
Yes.
This
That's
is the
the one
challah.
that's-
Yeah, this is the challah. This is the infamous challah cowl.
The name is fitting for the project.
I like Ella. So I wanted their opinion about whether it was too messed up here because I did something weird, but they assured me that it's going to block out fine. And so I am going to continue this, but I did want to show the infamous challah. And what I really wanted...
It's coming out of hibernation.
It's coming out of hibernation. But the best thing about the challah project, besides this is where 4 of my size 9 needles are, is this bag. This bag is so cute.
That is an adorable bag.
It's got rainbow lining, and then these cute birds on the outside.
Super cute. And
it is made by Chicken Boots. Isn't that her name? Chicken Boots. Chicken Boots. We just talked about her. Oh, Chicken Soup. Chicken Soup Designs is who you are. And I was so excited to be able to say she's here in McMinnville. I mean, not here in McMinnville. She's in Oregon in McMinnville. But she might be moving. But we love you anyway, so it's fine. You can move away. You just won't be from Oregon anymore.
As long as we can still get your bags.
Right. You can move away. So her shop on Etsy is on vacation right now, so maybe because she's moving.
So now that's 2 bags in a row that are, look at this, you can't have it.
Plus I had the Mad Bird one.
Such a tease.
You guys watch John Oliver? Real quick plug for John Oliver. He's on HBO. He is so funny. But he was going off on televangelists the other night. That was so funny. And anyway, there's this one that was talking about his jet airplane and don't be a hater just because I have a jet airplane I paid cash for and I went out and bought an even bigger one with cash. It was just funny. So, yeah, John Oliver's funny, and that made me think of it because I have these bags that, don't be a hater. I paid cash for them. Well, kind of. PayPal. Apple Pay, you just put your fingerprint right on there. It's awesome. I mean, it's bad, actually. Moving on to someone else. I think it's time for me.
This is quite a tangential episode.
And I was going to try so hard to stay on track. I really was.
Last time we recorded at, 8 a.m. or 9, so I don't think we were awake yet.
No, we weren't.
So now we're really rearing to go.
We're awake.
Yeah.
We're awake.
We've had several cups of coffee.
What's in your project bag?
Yes. Well, these socks here, I just started, yesterday or the day before. I got a skein of yarn from Miss Mite over here, Melissa. It's a Zauberball. I don't know. I don't even know if you can read their names. Do they even have names, or do they just have numbers?
Oh yeah,
it's in German, so I don't even know.
I don't remember.
Pull out your German reading skills.
Yeah, I don't have them. Yeah. But anyway, it's this gorgeous skein of yarn, and so I'm just knitting basic socks out of them. So that's fun. Just cuff down, and it's my first project on the needles.
Very bright. I like them.
It is super bright. They're super fun to knit because of that. And then my Pebble Beach shawl, I am now officially 50% done with this thing. And, oh my goodness.
Do you need help, or should I keep my hands out of it?
Yeah,
I'm
probably
guessing keep my hands out.
I just transferred it to a longer needle, cable needle.
Yeah.
So it's just like, now it can actually stretch out and have some freedom.
It's so fun when you can finally stretch those things out.
Yeah.
See the full.
So yeah. So anyway.
Really pretty.
Only 50% done though, so it's like crazy to think I have another 50% to go. But it's been fun. It's just, yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
I do. It's fun. Yeah.
Are you done calling it a cobweb?
Yes, it's starting to like hang now. And I was thinking about maybe, I don't know where I would do this, but I'm thinking about adding beads to like the bind off or the last couple rows, just to kind of weigh it down a little bit so that it shows the lace even more after it's blocked. So I might do that. I'm still debating. But yeah, super easy pattern and easy to, follow. Yeah, there's no charts with this thing, which I almost wish it had charts because I feel like the line by line just seems like it's going nowhere. Just seems to drag on. Whereas if it's a chart, I don't know why, but I just feel like with a chart, I don't know, I feel like I'm going faster if I have a chart.
I'm surprised there is no chart.
Yeah, it's just line.
Whenever something does not have a chart, I will create a chart for myself. I have a strong preference for charts rather than the line by line. My eyes just follow it easier. It makes so much more sense to the way my brain works. Because you're looking at a picture of a stitch, your brain doesn't have to do any translation.
Exactly.
And not only that, but it's so much easier to see what's coming next.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. That next stitch versus.
Well, and it's easier too to see the picture of what your pattern is going to look like.
Because right SSK stacked on top of the SSK, it's much easier.
Because right now, just looking at it, just looks like a bunch of yarn overs. Right. I mean, it just doesn't look. But I know I've seen pictures of finished projects, so I know it's going to be beautiful. But it's just hard to visualize.
I ain't even looking at it too much because I look at it and I think it's beautiful, and it doesn't look like just a bunch of yarn overs. But you mean when you're knitting?
Just holy, you know what I mean? Like it just looks,
Right.
But,
well, it is holy.
It is holy. That's true.
The light from heaven has come down upon it.
And then I put 3 more squares because I knew we'd be podcasting today. So I was like, I haven't knit on this thing in a long time, so I added these 3 squares here. Nice. And I want this yarn. I don't know who gave this to me, but
that's Softset
you?
Rock.
I love the colorway. I think it's so pretty.
It is pretty.
I love it.
It is. Unfortunately, it's a rare gem.
Is it?
Yeah. I have more of that colorway if you want.
I was just about to.
So pretty. She gives them to Michelle.
I have more of that one, but that particular skein was personally thrown at me by Tina Newton.
Wow.
Oh, that was one of them from my last podcast that you talked
about. No, that was a completely
different time. She was throwing yarn.
This is a different time. She threw yarn at me. That was
cool.
That was way back when the Yarn Harlot was doing her tour, and they had an Earth Day scavenger hunt. So that's a whole nother kettle of fish. So that was old stash. So yeah, unfortunately you can't. Another look at this. You can't have it. Then.
Yeah, I hate that.
So you can't.
You do hate that.
So is it because? I mean, like independent dyers, you can request, hey, can you dye up some of this for me? Mm-hmm. With Socks That Rock, you can't do that. You can't just.
Well,
dye day.
Well, it depends. Different dyers will do it differently. So some colorways are retired and can't come back anymore. Okay. Some are limited edition. Others are seasonal. Some they just don't want to do anymore. And when you're doing so many, you can't handle every single special request. But very, very commonly, a lot of rare gems are actually specifically a one-of-a-kind colorway. So some are slightly off of what they were meant to be. Okay. And so they're not reproducible.
Dyeing expert. Our in-house dyeing expert.
That's why I thought I'd throw the question.
Yeah, right? Are you gonna?
Yeah, I can. Yes,
I can. You tell your story.
No, hers is good news.
Whispering on a podcast, great.
Yeah.
No, I figured Leslie could carry it for a moment, and I would just, that's one of those things I should have asked before we started, but,
What they're actually referring to, teasing me about being the dye expert, which I am not, but I have just taken on a new job as a dyer for Knitted Wit. So very, very excited about that. Get to work for a really fantastic lady for a wonderful local privately owned company with national distribution, and I get to play with color, and I get to do science, and I get to... It's my version of playing in the mud, so it's kind of really awesome. Yeah, it really is a dream job for me.
And we're very happy for her.
Totally happy and slightly jealous, but very happy.
I would be more jealous, but you totally just put it in perspective for me playing in the mud. I don't like getting my hands dirty. And
dyeing is messy.
Yeah, it is.
Dyeing is very, very messy.
It's work. It's not easy.
I am not, if someone gives me a recipe for a color type thing, I could totally follow it, but I am not good at like color creation kind of thing. That's
the
just
creative side of it.
I'm just not. I don't go outside of very well. In fact, even just pairing colors together is kind of hard for me. And I used to be a stamper many years ago, and I was good at putting different color combos together for cards and stuff. I don't know why. Maybe I just need to think of it more like that, but. I'm just not good at it. I see so many, like the ones that you have that I'm sure you're going to show. I just love those color combinations. And Stephen West is one who will throw together some wild color combos.
Well, because anything goes.
Yeah. Right, I mean, that's true. Anything goes with him. And I have some yarn coming from him from their shop over in the Netherlands. And it's by Hedgehog. And it's dyed specifically for him, and it's one, where's my bicycle or where's my bike, and it's a bunch of colors that I love, and then he had or they had colorways created from that, and so it's going to go really, it's going to be very cohesive but not boring because it's Stephen West's mind, which is anything but boring. I don't possess that, and I'm glad that you all do, but I'm like, just put a color with black and you're safe. That's my version of mixing and matching colors. So anyway, sorry about that.
No,
who was even talking about their...
Leslie was doing whips. Do you have any more whips?
I think that's it. Okay. I'm done. Yep, just those 3. I have I need to start another sweater for my sister's baby, but I haven't picked one yet. So.
Oh, then I have something. Yeah.
Okay.
I got you covered.
Awesome.
All right.
I am still working on the same socks that I have been working on for, feels like forever and a day, but these I really just pick up when I need something mindless and don't have to pay any attention to it. And then I just cast on one other project last night. I started a Nuvum by Martina Ben. I believe that's the pronunciation. My apologies if it's not. Because I needed another really long-term no-brainer project. I'm doing a race next weekend that I will race all through one day, all through the night, and into the next day. And a half of a sock won't sustain me for that. So I cast on a Nuvum because this will take me, oh gosh, I think it's approximately a little over 1,700 yards of lace weight. So this will keep me going. But it's very simple stockinette, around and around and around, and just increases, every other row. So I'm working this in Malabrigo lace, burgundy colorway, and those are my 2 whips.
Pretty
awesome.
Okay. Fun stuff.
Weaving in the ends.
So I knit up my sister some baby socks.
Oh my gosh, those
are so
cute.
tiny.
They're adorable.
Hopefully they'll fit. We shall see. I don't know. I did what they said.
There's nothing cuter than baby socks.
They're so tiny. And then I did a matching hat.
Oh,
that's
hat
adorable.
for his
that
head.
is really cute.
And then I had enough yarn that I knit myself a pair of socks. And I feel bad because I would have knit them for my sister, but her feet are way, way bigger. So I played yarn chicken. Yeah, I had like maybe a yard left, so it was really close on the socks. And they pretty much were the same size. I was surprised. I tried to keep them. What I did was I knit this sock, and then I weighed it, and then I weighed what I had left, and I was close enough. I was like, okay, I can do it. I can get a second sock out of it, and it worked.
I love those colors.
Yeah, and this is just Michael's yarn. Michael's, I don't even know if it's Vanna White or Croy, Patton's Croy. It might be Patton's Croy socks, but super cheap, so it's nice for socks, and they hold up really well.
That's the key. I mean, if they hold up and you can get that for less money.
And I love the colors because I love orange. To me, it sounded like fall. And then I finished this and already told people about it, but I gave it to my sister before I could show it on the podcast. So this is the blanket I knit for my soon-to-be here nephew. So, so I asked her if I could have it back just to show it on the podcast, and
that's really cute.
She said yes. Cute. Yeah, I love it. She said, I gave it to her, and she said, "Oh, it perfectly matches the nursery." And I started knitting it before she even had picked out what she was going to do with the nursery. So it was kind of luck, that it worked out that way. But yeah, so she loves it, and she's
good. Awesome.
That's it for me.
Well, I have one item wet on my lap.
Super cute.
For the same kid.
Mr. Everett.
Yes, this is my little sock yarn. I need to go back to blocking it because the neck wants to roll down. So I need to go put it back on the block as soon as possible. Well, not like right now, but later. It looks like a little halter top, or a little, like his belly's gonna hang out or something. It looks so...
A crop top?
A crop top. It's so dang short. I wish that I had done I wish I'd maybe gone a little bit longer. But, babies, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Babies' proportions are really, really different from ours, and they look really, really odd.
Yeah. So, Libby, if you're watching and it's too short, sorry, just all I ask, I mean, I have no right to ask this, it's a gift, but take a picture of a minute.
She will.
And if it looks funny, whatever. I knit it for you because I love you.
That's right.
And so
She'll love it. She will love it.
But yeah, so that was by Knitbot. The pattern was Knitbot, and then the yarn were gumballs from Knitted Wit, and I loved working with it. It was great. So that's that.
That's really cute.
It is.
Thank you.
Super
That's
cute.
adorable.
She'll love the colors. Those are like their colors totally.
Which is great. I look at this and I'm just like, boring.
I love it.
I'm glad you do.
I'm
glad you guys do.
Anything autumnal or earthy.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. It's very cute.
It's not pink enough for Michelle.
No.
Right.
No. But it's for a boy, so.
That's right.
Not to gender cast, but I mean,
well, you get enough of that when it's a newborn baby. People always, even if it's a boy, they'll say, "Oh, what a cute little girl," you know, even if it's wearing blue.
Right.
People will make assumptions about anything.
Yes, so.
I remember giving up on that and just not worrying about it anymore.
Yeah.
When I had a walking, talking toddler and a newborn side by side in a double stroller, and people would walk by and go, "Oh, look, twins!"
Oh, I got that all the time with Renata and Rebecca because they were 2 years apart, almost exactly. And once they were
looked
both
similar
walking,
too, with the dark
when
hair.
they were younger. Well, I thought you were going to say, because this was worse, and I did it when I was working at Costco. I'd do this all the time. You'd think I'd learn after once or twice, but just because it has long hair doesn't make it a girl.
Right.
No.
And so I would always be like, "Oh, hi, honey, aren't you just the cutest little princess?" Or yeah. Oh, several times, yeah. And working your way backwards from that it can be done. But it's harder. It's hard.
Totally.
So, yeah.
Backtracking.
Yeah. A lot of people are good-natured about it. And they have to be. I mean, I would think you would know, it's going to happen. But, yeah, so.
Yeah, I was one of those. My eldest son, he didn't have his first haircut until he was 2. So, but.
Yeah, it didn't. I'm sure someone probably referred to him as a girl, and it didn't harm him any, so. Some moron at Costco. Do you have anything out of weaving in the ends?
Nothing that I can show. One is I knit a Bon Bon Bunny by Susan Claudino, and already presented it to my granddaughter for her birthday. So it's at its home in Delaware. So that'll be one of a photo that gets inserted later. And then my other FO is a design sample, and I don't have permission to show it yet, so that's a very exciting.
Do you have permission to say who the designer is?
I'm just
not going to. That's fine.
No, I'm just going to leave it alone. So
I know who it is, so I don't care. As long as I know, I don't care if you do.
So, are you test knitting it, or are you?
No, it's it's a design sample. So part of a pattern is already out, and this is in a different weight. So this is a pattern revision that I am completing have completed the initial project for.
Okay.
So really cool, really fun. So when I can talk about it, I'm sure she would be totally fine with it. I just don't want to overstep my bounds.
Yeah.
Definitely, because it's so much easier to not overstep them than to try to backpedal like I'm always doing. So, good choice. Good choice.
Smart thinking.
Yes. All right, so that brings us to the part that used to be my favorite, but now that my husband watches, it's no longer fun. Community service.
Yes,
Got anything?
I do. I went with Michelle. We went to, well, I shouldn't say favorite knit store because I like lots of knit stores. I like any knit store really that has yarn, so who cares?
But it is amongst the favorites.
But I picked up some Quince & Company chickadee.
We went to Twisted.
Yes.
Couldn't just say it.
Yeah.
Over on Broadway.
Which people have talked on podcasts, like if they were on a deserted island, what yarn could they knit with for the rest of their life and be happy? And to me, it's Quince & Company.
Really? Do they do many?
I just love it.
Anything besides solids?
I don't think so.
I'd get so bored with that.
Yeah, I might get bored with it. I don't know. I just love the feel of it and like the smell of it.
Well, I haven't knit with it yet, so I might be right there with you.
But I picked this up. I want to knit another sweater for my nephew, so I just have to find something. I found one pattern. It was free on Ravelry, and I started knitting it. But it was one of those patterns that was super unclear to me. Like they didn't have the pages numbered, and so you're thinking, okay, is this page 2? Does this go to the next page? I can't tell because here's one. It had cables down the front and then cables also on the sleeves. There was like.
But when you printed it, doesn't it print in order?
It does, but then it didn't have page numbers, so it kind of got out of order. I should
have
stapled
it
immediately
and number them yourself.
Yeah, I should have done that. That would have been smart. So I don't know. I could still knit that.
If you don't have to, you can just look at it on the screen and match up the pages without having to use the ink
instead of reprinting.
But don't worry about that bad pattern. I have the cutest.
Yeah, to me I don't know. I thought I don't want to knit some super fancy sweater for a baby who's I don't know.
That might not even fit him.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, he may never wear it. So, and then I picked up Republic of Wool, this skein of yarn. It's merino nylon, and it's called Lilith. And I just thought it was beautiful. Saw it and had a hard choice to make because they had a couple beautiful skeins of yarn, but the lady at Twist said they can barely keep it on the shelf because it just gets snatched up so quickly, and I can totally get why, because the colors are like gorgeous. Like there's some specks of like red in there and purple, and then kind of, I don't know what color green you'd call that. Isn't it green, right?
Kind of a gray-y,
yeah,
green. So she is the master of speckles. She does a beautiful job. It's the
see, I want that.
This is the same dyer, and I've done a couple of hers, and I really, really love it.
Yeah, she just does a great job. So that's what I picked up. That's it.
All right, how about you?
I've done a little bit. I decided for quite a long time, for a week or two, I actually only had one project on the needles because I had knitting paralysis, too many things I wanted to make, too many things to work on, and just couldn't decide. And so I started buying yarn, like you do. So I picked up a bunch of Madeline Tosh. I got some unicorn tails.
And this is the color combination that I was referring to earlier. That I just love the color she picked for this. And I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Like jewel tones.
So because we're so far away from the camera, it's another one we'll take a picture of so you can see it too. And then I've got some antique lace and another blue, and these are all going to go together into a tailspin, which is a wrap pattern from Josh Ricks. You can find it on Ravelry. He publishes under the name Sword of a Knitter. So tailspin using unicorn. So you get a 2-color striped shawl with these really cool little color blips in it. So I'm going to work on that. And then I am also starting now, pardon me for this one already being wound instead of showing it to you in the skein. In class the other day we were doing a little lesson over how do you know when a variegated yarn is going to stripe or pool, or all of the different ways that multiple colored yarn can do its thing. So this is Black Trillium in the Thundercloud colorway, and this one is going to go in with 2 other colors to make a Lily Pilly. So another pattern on Ravelry. So,
which is good, because I thought when she told me about that, I thought it was a nickname for her granddaughter. I'm like,
Lily Pilly.
That's a lot of yarn. When she was talking about that and 2 other things, I was thinking that's a lot of yarn for something for the baby, but whatever. And Lily Pilly would be a cute.
My granddaughter's name is Lillian, so that kind of makes it. Which is another one of those. Sorry, little side note tangent. We were talking about those interesting moments where things just don't quite click, and multiple people did this, and so it really kind of cracked me up that my granddaughter was here for her first birthday, and so of course Grandma has to make her a birthday cake, and so I spent a ridiculous amount of time hand sculpting lily flowers out of gum paste.
They're beautiful.
I should have.
As a matter of fact, I'm sure you have photos.
Okay, that'll be another.
We're
picture.
Gonna have to. They were gorgeous,
beautiful.
They're just little like Casablanca lily style flowers as cake toppers for her, and so I had mentioned it to somebody or something, and then a couple people had been to my house and had seen them, and then several hours later, people were saying, "Oh, wait, I get it, lilies, Lillian."
Oh my gosh! Wow.
People, yeah. In fact, a really wonderful friend of mine, one of my students, totally cracked me up because she was talking to her husband about the ridiculousness of me spending hours and hours and hours sculpting flowers for a 1-year-old. I mean, who clearly couldn't care less, but it makes Grandma happy. So we do it, and then apparently she's going to bed, and that's when it clicked, and she sits up in her bed and tells her husband, "Lillian, I get it."
Melissa's not such a mental now for doing that.
No.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Not in that way, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not really mocking people having the light go on a little bit slower, because mine's always on the dim for a while, and then rarely does it brighten up. So
that was a lovely little tangent. Are there any other FOs?
No, we were talking.
Oh no, we were doing community service. See, dim light bulb.
You talk about whatever you want, honey.
No, you don't want to give me carte
And
blanche like
I thought you were going with that because you just talked about buying that yarn.
Lily Pilly. That's how we.
So Lily Pilly, that's a pattern.
Lily Pilly is a pattern by Amba, Ambah, on Ravelry, and it is a 3-color bias knit wrap. So you stripe 2 yarns together into a bias stripe, and then you have a lace section, and then bias stripe, and then a lace section. And Lily Pilly is apparently a plant that it's named after. So
makes sense.
Interesting.
We'll link to that in the show notes.
Yes, we will indeed. So did you buy anything?
Yeah, I bought the
That
stuff
yarn.
for the tailspin, and I bought that
Okay.
yarn.
All right, so we're covered. We've covered your community service, is what you're saying.
Yep, I'm good.
All right.
Next.
All right, that would be me and my community service. And so yeah, I do have a couple things to show. When we went to Twisted, I tried to be really good, and I had some yarn in my hand a couple different times, and I put it back. I talked myself out of it because, well, I don't need to go into why, because obviously, yeah. So I would have made it out of there with absolutely nothing, and I was going to feel really good about myself for that. But then I walked up to the counter, and in their glass case where they keep their cups and such by Jam PDX was this cup that says naughty on it.
It had to happen.
I had to have it, and then it's got the little yarn ball.
It
on
literally
the
had
other
your
side.
name on it.
It right, it really does have my name on it, and so I know that Jam PDX, being a local company, would totally do a knit and a whip. So we could, but I mean, if you're reading left to right, then it would be Wits Naughty Knit.
No.
You know?
And then we could switch
Sure.
places and really mess with everybody.
Yeah, it would mess with us
It
more
would
than
only mess with
anything.
us.
We'd be totally confused. But anyway, so I got the cup, and it's cute, and I like it. So
That is cute.
that is that. The other day too, before we even went there, I think I'd taken my kids into the Pearl district because their dad didn't want them taking a bus. So I took them because I'm a nice mom, and we I dropped them off, and then I went down to Dublin Bay, which I love Dublin Bay. It's just a fun. I don't get over there very often, and so I think that I like it. Something just a light went on in my head. Okay, so the other podcast when we talked about our Silverton trip, that solstice yarn that I bought, that's Dublin Bay's yarn.
Oh.
Yeah, it had started to occur to me that maybe it was, and then then I kind of blew it off, and then when I went in there, I found that out. So, because on that label, when I'd seen the solstice that it was from Portland, I was thinking, I wonder, I've never, whatever. Well, Dublin Bay, that's where that came from. And I got to talking to the lovely young lady that was working there, and I mean, she was very young. That's not in any way an insult. If you're watching, April, which I hope you are, you were very sweet and helpful. And you're young. I mean, I'm not saying anything you don't know. So I did buy.
Young's a relative term anyway.
It is relative, and yeah. So I did buy a couple of things there. Again, no yarn. I was really good with no yarn.
Yay.
Yeah, right. I bought this simple Suri shawl pattern. It just looked cute. There'll be a link, and it's by Brittany Bailey for solstice. Imagine that, a pattern. Hey, now I think I know something I could knit with that pretty yarn that I got. I just saw it and I liked it. I didn't really have anything in mind. I just liked it and thought it was cute.
It's really pretty.
Then I picked up this book called The Sock Knitter's Handbook, Expert Advice, Tips, and Tricks by Charlene and Beth. I'm just going to say Charlene and Beth because I will put a link. And I think I'm a pretty, I'm a pretty good sock knitter, but this has everything from different cast-ons to cuffs, toes, all sorts of stuff. Toe up, toe down, whatever. Or I guess you don't say toe down, but toe up, cuff down.
Cuff down.
And it's kind of nice because you could take a vanilla sock and just add a different cuff or whatever and make it a little bit more interesting than just a vanilla sock, which I like because I don't like just plain vanilla socks, but I don't always want to be doing something, so you can just kind of mix and match your different things. And I looked it over and I just thought it was a really good book. So if you're at all interested, look this up. I bet you could go on Amazon or something and maybe even flip through it, who knows. So that was a happy little find. I was happy about that.
That's a good book. That one's been in my collection for a long time.
Oh, I feel validated. So that was it. But then April, I was working on this little sweater, and she asked if I had seen this pattern, and I had not, and she showed it to me. It is so stinking cute. It's, I don't know, Hygge. I don't even know how you'd say that, but again, I'll show a picture. But it's London Loop, And when you see this, you will see, isn't that adorable? Mm-hmm. So now, you could totally knit that for, I'm just saying you could. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying you could.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. I think it's adorable, but, so I did, that was, I guess there's a couple other things, sorry. Okay, this is not a knitting object, and so this doesn't count against me in any way. But several months ago, on Etsy, Hawks and Doves had like a fund me kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know Etsy did that, but they do. And she makes stuff. I'll put a link. But she had these leather bags that she was offering at a very good price. And then if her campaign was funded, it would go through. Mm-hmm. And so I did that because I love purses and bags. And I love leather. And so this came the other day. And I mean, there's really not much to it. It's just a leather bag.
It's a great tote.
It does have a pocket that hangs down, but I love this style right now of just the open the bag and have it all there, because when I have lots of different pockets, I don't even know where things are. Whereas if I just have this black hole to dig in, it seems to work for me. I think it's kind of like my brain.
Like you said, it has some pockets.
It does have this one pocket.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But when I ordered it, or when I said I would invest in the campaign or whatever, I wasn't entirely sure that I should be, because you have to touch and feel and smell, and I was taking a risk. And I really like it. It's soft. I'm really happy with it. And so when I reviewed it on Etsy, I said that I would do a little thing about her on here, because I'm really happy with it. And then, so the one other thing that I bought, and it's kind of it's not like one little thing, there was actually a lot in it, but I decided to buy the High limited edition interchangeable sets, and it's the 5-inch tips sharp, and it came with a bunch of other stuff. It came with I don't need to go through it all, but there was a bunch of stuff that came with it. And one of the reasons, there's a couple reasons I did this. When I first started knitting, I immediately bought the Addy Clicks interchangeable set. I don't like Addies. I'm sorry. I love the people. After we went up there and met the lady and heard the whole story, great people. I just don't. They're too blunt for me, and I like sharp. I want sharp needles. I want to draw. I want the possibility of drawing blood with every stitch that I take or make, and so I do like these. And several times now, so I sold my Addy set. And so then I moved on to. I think the Knit Picks or Knitter's Pride. I don't remember which I have. Yeah. I think I have Knitter's Pride interchangeables, and I have a lot of those. They're better than Addies as far as tip, but they're not sharp enough for me. But I don't want to, I still have them. So then I started supplementing. I went through a glass knitting needle stage for a while. Those were sharp, but the join was awful. I loved those people that made them. Met them at the Oregon Flock and Fiber one year. But yeah, the join was awful, but they're beautiful, and I keep them as artwork. Yeah. They're really pretty. Then I got on the, I bought several, over time, I bought several signature sets, both circular, they're convertibles, and DPNs. And I like those. They're just extremely expensive. But they're pretty. I like the colors. And I went through a Carbons stage with Knitter's Pride Carbons. I like those. If I'm going to do DPNs, a lot of times I'll do those.
Oh, good. You can have mine.
Oh, you don't like them at all?
Nope.
Oh. Well, I don't know that I need them. I've got so
She doesn't need needles. None of us need.
Oh yeah, so here we are with this. But then I started using. I would buy here and there some of the Haya Sharps, and the other one that I can't say, the red lace Chow Goo, and I love both of them equally. I have knit like on my socks when I'm doing, on two circulars. I'll have one Chow Goo. I don't know why I can't say it. The Chow Goo and one of the sharp Hayas, and I want to decide. I want to be like, okay, I am a clear. No,
this is my brand.
Yeah, I like them both. I really like them both. So when I saw this coming out, and all the stuff that it came with it, and there's more needle tips than normally in a. Normally you would have to buy 2 different things to get this many tips. Well, we went to the beach. We went to Lincoln City last week or whatever for like 4 days. And I painstakingly planned out all my knitting projects that I was going to take. And I had everything all organized and everything. like half the things I took I couldn't work on.
No, bummer.
Because I didn't either have the right cable size, I didn't have whatever. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And what I like about this, because I know I just confessed I have, a bunch of needles, is the size of this. It's so small, and I can have so much flexibility. I'm not a sales rep. I'm just saying that for me this made sense, because I want to be able to just have this in my bag all the time, because you never know. I never know what I'm going to be doing.
Now, do you notice with Chagu versus Haya, is one lighter than the other? Because if I remember right, I thought one of them was lighter.
That I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, right here. This sock. Okay, you can tell. I mean, here, touch them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And the joins I won't know. You were asking about the joins because I haven't done these in the interchangeables. I hope I like the join. I guess if I don't, I can try to return them. I don't know what kind of policy.
This one feels pointier.
Does it? And that's the sharp.
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But anyway, so yeah, I bit the bullet and did that because it was coming with so many extra things that I don't need. But they're really cute. Like one of the things that it came with. Oops, I don't know about it. I have to admit this probably swayed me more than it should have. But these little needle stoppers are panda bears. They're so cute.
That would get me too.
Yeah, right there.
That's adorable.
Yeah, they're really cute. So, but this is one of those things that I think I could talk and continue to justify it, but suffice it to say that
they're tools.
Yep, they are. And
tools of trade.
honey, if you're watching again, and I hope you've given up, but you're the one that taught me that it's all about the tools. It's all about having the right tools. So that's that. Has our counter been moving?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, so we are recording. And that's so. Okay, so that is the end of my community service.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
That's an impressively small amount of yarn this week.
So
no yarn.
Oh, that's right. Just patterns and
no yarn that has arrived.
Yeah,
yes, hasn't arrived
and
yet.
it's so yeah.
But we're not talking about that because I have stuff included there too.
Yeah. And then there's other things because someone has a birthday coming up, and so yeah.
No,
I mean it's a little ways away.
Yeah,
I get excited. I love birthdays.
So you gonna tell your story?
Should I? Where are we at on time?
40.
Well, we might want to do a little bit of editing on some of the other
That's
stuff
true.
anyway. So
That's true. That's right, because we had that whole lead in like 5 times. Okay, I don't know. This is so terrible. It is. Okay, I'm going to confess it just because... And then you know what? If I feel really bad about confessing it, I'm going to edit it out.
There you go.
Because it's pretty damn bad. All right, so when we were at the beach... we were at Pirate Coffee in Lincoln City, and there was this cute pregnant girl working, and she told me that she was going to Portland over the weekend to go see Wicked. I was like, last time Wicked was here in Portland, I really wanted to go. My daughter, my eldest, really wanted to go, and we didn't. And so I kind of promised her, when they come again, we'll go. Well, when I found out they were coming again, I went on to buy tickets. And I just got overwhelmed. Like, there were so many choices of days and seats.
Prices.
And I was just overwhelmed. And that sounds pretty pathetic in and of itself. I mean, before I had kids and stuff, I was a police officer in Portland. I had to make decisions that were, like, important. I can't now. I get overwhelmed by, what seats should I buy for which show for a play? But... So I didn't do anything. So then fast forward to this beach trip when this gal is going to go to Wicked, and I thought, you know what, we're going to do it. So I get on my phone and I'm picking out tickets. I'm going from, I don't understand all these websites. I was just whatever. I bought tickets and it was expensive. I mean, it was more money than I would ever spend on a concert or a play or anything, but I really wanted to see it. So, day of the play comes and we go and so we go and we're having a good time, we're watching the play, and I had kind of shut my eyes, just rested them a little bit because I was a little no,
that's
it's worse
than
you
part.
think. It's worse than that. Because I didn't bring my knitting, and if I'm sitting still I have to be knitting, or I just kind of doze off. So I kind of dozed a little bit, and then I woke up, and then the Defy Gravity song comes on and the witch is up in the air, and that's what all the posters were and stuff. And so the lights go out and people are leaving. So we get up and we go out and we stop at one of the things and we buy, don't look at me like that, we buy a program.
So bad. I'm laughing because it's bad.
We buy a program. I'm gonna cry. But not, a CD and a poster. And then there's this huge line of people, and we think that they're waiting in the line to have the stuff signed, And then we go outside, and there's all these people out there, and they're not all just smoking or anything. There's just a bunch of people. And so we walk to the parking structure that we parked in, and it had cleared out significantly. And so we're driving home. So we put the CD in, and I tell her, fast forward, let's put it on the track kind of where I think that I started to rest my eyes. That way if I miss, I can kind of see how much I missed. So we're listening to it, and I'm like, I didn't miss that much. I remember that, and I remember that, And so we hear that, and then we're driving along, and then all these other songs start playing. And we're like, I don't remember that song. What's the deal? So she pulls out her
program. It's so bad.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you had left during intermission, not knowing it was intermission, and missed the whole second part of.
Look at this.
And they paid a lot of money for these tickets. So it's horrible.
I told you to read the book first.
No, because the gal that I talked to said that would have mattered.
So sad.
So we're just like, oh my god.
We paid how much we missed.
Who does that? It was 90 minutes into it. And I'm thinking, they're not going to do an intermission at 90 minutes into it. What is this, a 3-hour show? Yes! It was.
That's what you're paying for.
Ours was 90 minutes. So anyway, so then I'm all indignant. I'm like, they didn't even announce that it was intermission,
This is the funniest.
That's standard.
When you call them.
Okay, so yes, I call and leave a message that night. Because, and I was nice. I wasn't mean. But I was just like, it was never announced that there was an intermission. And I've been to plays before. At the Keller
Children's
Auditorium.
plays.
No, shut up. I know, right? And that didn't even occur to me. So the nice gal calls me back the next day. And she's like, I have to tell you, I'm not sure I'm clear on what happened. So I go through the whole thing. And she's still just speechless, and she goes, "This is a first for us." I'm like, "Oh, well." And she goes, you mentioned that you've gone to other plays. Where can I ask where? And then as soon as she said that, and then I was about to respond, I was like, oh my God.
That's when it's Oregon Children's Theater?
Oregon Children's Theater, yes. They've always told us that there's an intermission in it. And yeah, it was in the book. It was in the
program.
The program. Mm-hmm. But who reads that when you're sitting I'm looking at everything, Mm-hmm. And I can't see. I have to have my glasses on.
And you were sleeping.
I'm sorry. I'm the queen of rationalization. There's no rationalizing that one.
I know. It is like one of the worst. It's a horrible thing. So then, she was super nice, but then it gets worse too, because she's like, well, can I ask where you bought your tickets? Because they couldn't find me in the system. I go, yeah, I bought them at StubHub. She goes, oh, well, that's, just so you know, that's like a place for people that scalp tickets.
So you probably paid.
I paid more than
much.
I should have. I didn't know. I thought StubHub was for like people that bought tickets and then, oops, I can't go.
Yeah.
Here, bye-bye. So I bought basically scalped tickets for even more money than I could have bought them from. Yeah. And then I know.
And they won't be back for what? 4 years. Probably.
And they're not going to Seattle next or somewhere that I can go. They're gone. They're gone. Today is the last performance. And yeah, so I don't know what to tell you except that
there's always intermissions.
Yeah. And so that's just it. It's not announced. They don't tell you beforehand. Mm-hmm. I'm very uncouth. I didn't know. and I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way a lot of things about this whole experience. So now I know I'm never going to buy tickets anywhere but from the venue again. And I didn't even know I was doing something wrong. That's what sucks, because I would not personally ever buy from a source that was not the legitimate. This isn't a judgment call at all, but I don't download music that you shouldn't. I don't watch movies online that you shouldn't. I'm just one of those dorks that feels like I shouldn't do that.
Right.
And I don't know how. But,
that's honesty, not dorkiness.
Yes.
But yeah, so to find out that I'd purchased scalp tickets and then to do something that stupid, and yeah, all in hindsight is like, duh. I mean, really. But at the time, it made sense, and we weren't analyzing it, and so it just sucks because I loved it. And the little gal that was playing Galinda was playing her that night. It was like she was standing in for someone or something, and she was so endearing. To me, she took the show. I mean, she was so she just was adorable. And yeah, so now I've seen half of Wicked, and
I got nothing.
I know. It's so anyway, the nice thing is that the gal who I talked to from the Portland Broadway in Portland, or Broadway, whatever they're called, she was so nice. Her name's Tracy, and she felt so bad for me, which is nice, because honestly, if I was in her position, I'd be like, are you effing stupid? I mean, I don't think I could hide the contempt from my voice, because it is really stupid.
Here's your sign.
Good Lord. So
she said.
She said, thank you, that she feels so bad for me. She takes pity. She feels sorry for me. In the way that,
and because this has never happened before,
right? She said that I could look at Pippin, their next performance that will be coming in later September, and that if my daughter and I wanted to go, she would invite us as her guests.
That was nice.
That's very sweet.
It's very nice.
That's above and beyond.
It's above and beyond, because I didn't even pay them money. They're not even the ones that got my money. So
it was really sweet.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't even, like you said, I got nothing. That's how I feel. It's like, I don't even know what to say about how stupid.
It is what it is. Just, okay. Lesson learned. Always check for intermission.
Yeah. So, so if you've ever done anything, stupid that you're embarrassed by,
share it with us.
I have set the standard down.
Feel better.
Really? No, I mean, I don't think you can't beat it. I don't even want you to try, but because I'll continue to be like, oh yeah, I got beat. But yeah, I mean, that you should feel better about yourself now, because
it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. I think it should be a competition. That'd be fun. I'll watch.
Yeah, beat that. Beat that. Yeah.
That would be fun, really.
If you can beat that, post it to our Ravelry group.
Yeah.
We won't tell anybody.
Or we will, and you'll win something.
Well, no, they just publish it to the internet. That's why we won't.
Oh. Okay, but you might win something anyway.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Because some of us will. I mean, don't go out and do something purposefully stupid.
Please don't.
Yeah, you know what? We better add a disclaimer, because if you do something really stupid, we are not responsible.
We're not giving you a prize for that. Yeah.
So anyway, well, thank you for letting me
sad note.
Share that confession, and I have yet to decide if that'll actually make the episode or not, because it is so stupid. It never stops astounding me that I was that stupid.
And what are your daughter's thoughts on this?
Yeah, was she mad, or was she like...
She's the one that told me it was over.
Oh, okay, well then...
But I'm not throwing her under the bus. Right. I mean, she thought it was over.
Okay. So at least she's not like mad at you, and... No,
she felt bad. I think she was afraid that I was going to be mad at her, and I think, I'm not mad at her. I don't hold her responsible. At the time, we had enough cues, especially given we weren't in analytical mode. I'd never seen it before. I thought it was a little bit weird that we didn't learn more.
Well, and the witch had just flown through the air, which is very amazing. So you think... And
all the posters and stuff were the Defy Gravity song, and that was what they had just performed. Now, in hindsight, they never came out and took a bow. That was telling in hindsight. The fact that there wasn't a huge mass exodus But on the other hand, okay, so I guess what we saw was the bathroom line. I know.
Oh
Whatever.
my gosh.
So
sad.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Yes, the hard way. Lesson
Very
learned.
hard way.
Which
Yeah.
is not fun.
Yep. All right. So have a great couple weeks till we record again. We hope to hear from you on one of our many social media networks. And happy knitting. Don't do anything stupid. Just kidding.
Bye.
I mean, don't, but whatever.
Just don't tell. Or do tell.
You'd be preaching to the choir if you did, because I've done that. So, all right. Over and out. Bye.
Bye.